What is this, like a group therapy session where they are just naked?
Well, that's just like one part of it.
Welcome to If I Were King, the podcast where two friends somewhere on Earth talk about the New World Order and other things, including, but not limited to, the lizard people. Well, it's good to be back, Paul.
Yes, it is. It's been a while, eh?
New podcast, new year, new same old podcast.
That's right, Norman. We're bringing it back.
So, Mr. Paul, do you want to get into it, or do you have anything to add, or?
Yeah. I figured I'd get a go on it. So, Norman, this week I've decided that if I were king, gift cards would be illegal. Thoughts? Reactions?
I feel like I'm like a 50% totally with you, 50% don't. Like, I like it, I understand. It's kind of like the lazy man's gift. You know what I'm for? Just give them cash instead of a gift card.
That's pretty much what I would propose. Is just give people cash if you're trying to give them money. Don't.
Why did this come up, Paul? How did you get a lot of gift cards for Christmas?
No, actually, thankfully. Previously I had like a collection of them that I was doing some, fall cleanings or whatever last fall. And I was like, holy shit, I have so many of these I need to get rid of. So I went on a shopping spree with them, and went out and got my Starbucks and had some Barnes and Noble balance, got a book. But
what book did you buy?
It's called something about Radical Honesty. That's it. Radical Honesty, it's called. And it's about just like this psychiatrist or psychologist, his philosophy, which is that a lot of suffering is caused by the different ways that we lie to people, either by omission or by directly lying to people.
Is this nonfiction?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, he proposes that you just always tell the truth, even if it's really inconvenient.
Oh yeah, I do that. I don't recommend it.
Yeah, so I haven't read it. So I still am not practicing. But you just were already there, Norman. You were already radically honest.
But yeah, no, radically honest. It's not great. I think I think some people appreciate it. Most don't. Especially people you don't know. They don't. That's not what they're looking for.
Dude, the other thing that's funny too is it's like everything on the internet, right? Like some people take it, kind of take it with a grain of salt, and then some people take it so fucking literally. And so you'll read if you look up radical honesty and there's forums and all of this shit, and they do workshops that are pretty interesting. They have people so they do other stuff that's kind of therapy-ish in addition to the honesty thing at the workshops. They have people stand up and get butt naked in front of 30 people and be like, this is my body. And then they talk about honestly about the things that they're ashamed of about their body or what shit they're ashamed of about their life or their whatever.
What is this, a group therapy session where they are just naked?
Well, that's just one part of it, right? Is overcoming personal shames by exposing yourself to that shame in front of other people, and then whatever, being honest with each other about all of that shit, shit like that. But then of course sometimes those types of things attract predatory psychos and shit who go to those things to be really mean and honest with people and be really fucking mean.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with the honesty thing, is that there's always a fine line between being mean and being saying what you're trying to say without being a fucking dick about it.
Yeah.
That can be a challenge.
And some people are not going to understand that, or they're just going to be actually.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah, and then they're
just because you're well, I hear what you're saying. You're not wrong. Just you don't need to say it like a dick.
Right.
And I think that's a lot of people, myself included, sometimes can be a little bit little bit daft to that.
Yeah, yeah, no shit. I mean, do you ever have moments where you like look back and you're like, "Holy fuck, I said that," or like,
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, I have so many.
like, damn, I'm a horrible person. No, but oh, it's funny though. But yeah, so that's the book I got and never read it, but
And you got it with a gift card.
I got it with a gift card. Segue, man. Segue. Right back into it. So, Norman, I want you to guess. First of all, we're going to start with Canada. I want you to guess how much money, unspent gift card money, there is in Canada.
Oh, dude. Oh my goodness. It has to be at least like half or something. I'm gonna go. Let's just say let's just say $8 billion.
Did you say 8 billion?
I'm saying 8 billion.
You got it.
Are you serious?
No fucking way. No.
Oh, you fucker.
In in Canada, it's a lot lower than that. What do you think?
Well, I said 8 billion, so I'm going to say 800 million.
Closer, lower than that.
80 million.
Like half that,
40 million.
approximately. It's 33 million apparently. This was what year
That's
was
way
this?
less than I obviously thought.
Yeah, but now guess America.
$8 billion.
Now, like, fucking nearly triple that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. 21
20
billion.
in unspent gift cards.
Yeah. 21
Dude,
billion.
That's free money, dude. That's money literally just being spent and not going
Dude,
back into anything.
Yeah, it's just being donated to really big businesses.
Rich places.
Yeah.
Thanks for existing.
To like businesses that have gift cards quite generally are already extremely, big, rich businesses.
$24 billion.
It's basically
unspent.
it's 21 billion, but it's
21 billion just spent on literally nothing. There's no product at the end of it, no service at the end of it. It's a donation, man.
It is literally
unreal.
A donation to a big business. It's fucking
Where
insane.
are you getting this from, Paul? Where are you reading this?
This is from CBS News. Yeah.
Okay, all right, CBS. That's scary, dude.
That is fucking insane. Actually insane.
Yeah. I'm with you even more now. Like, if you're giving it to, a gift to somebody you care about, give them cash instead of giving the gift of cash to a corporation.
Well, and the other thing is too, it's like, it's not always from like people who even know you. So sometimes you get one from like your business or from somebody else, and so you get this card that's like can only be spent at one place, and you don't even like going there. So it's like
that's true.
It's like the likelihood that I'm going to use this is like 0. So it's just going to sit in my desk drawer making some company rich.
That's funny. That's funny you mentioned that because, like, at my work, they're like, hey, we have gift cards, but they gave us the choice of which ones do you want. They didn't tell us how much we would get. They just told us which ones you want, and you can pick like 2 or 3. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick. I don't think you guys have it. It's called London Drugs. It's kind of like London Drugs is kind of just like, I don't know, it has everything. It's a store that has everything, but it's not like a grocery store, but it has some food products in it, kind of thing.
It's kind of like a corner pharmacy store, kind of.
Yeah, but it's big. It's pretty big. Like they have usually pretty big electronic sections and stuff like that. But anyways, that's what I chose, and that's just because I go there and like I just spent it on like buying chocolate for my mom.
Oh, cool. Gotcha. Respect.
So I have been using the gift cards I was given. But yeah, no, especially like how you're saying, like so many workplaces give out gift cards just like as a token of appreciation, and all that money just goes to nothing.
Yeah. Or I mean, like people will give it to you for like, they don't know that you don't like going to like Starbucks. I've received like 3 or 4 Starbucks things.
Well, it's just because you look so basic, Paul.
I guess so, man. Yeah, if I didn't walk around looking so basic, they probably give me other shit, but yeah. One of the just one of the many consequences of looking basic. Yeah, so but yeah, I've gotten, and then I'll like, maybe over time I'll spend that, but it takes like years to spend a Starbucks gift card for me.
How much are you getting on your gift card, bro? Like more than $20?
Well, if you get 10, you have to get coffee 2 or 3
You
times,
get
right?
who was giving who how you have 10 gift cards
No,
for
$10,
Starbucks? Oh, $10. Okay.
right? Like if you get a
Okay.
$10 gift card, you're gonna have to go there. Like if you're me and you don't like coffee and shit, you're gonna have to go
Mm.
there 2 or 3 times, right?
Well, it sounds more like once nowadays.
That's what they say, but I have spent these gift cards, and it has not been one trip for me.
Okay, Paul. So how do you implement this? Tell me about it. No more gift
Just
cards.
immediate illegalization, and oh fuck all, I don't know what we're gonna do about the cards that are just out there. We need to do something about that too. Maybe we can start another committee. Some more bureaucracy, there wasn't enough proposed thus far.
They are what they are, just no more.
$21 billion, Norman.
I
That
know.
should
And
have
you know what's funny?
got to
Like
be
gift cards usually
collected.
have like a 1 year expiry thing too. So like
Oh shit! I don't know if that is anymore.
a,
I
a lot
think
a
they
lot of
got
them
rid of
do.
that.
Not all of them, but most, I think, especially nowadays, do. Before they didn't, but then they figured out, hey, we can just put an expiry date on them and it's free money.
That's fucking, yeah, dude. That's like the best legal scam in like human history. Probably one of the best totally legal scams ever.
That and bottled water.
Yeah, yeah, that's true too. It just drives me crazy. The other thing is too. So I in that article, right? They say, according to the National Retail Federation, 54% of Americans said gift cards are the most requested item this holiday season. 54% of people say it's requested. Who's requesting all these gift cards? That
I guess people just say like, hey, I don't want anything, just give me a gift card, but like because people don't like to give cash here, like in North America, they think it's kind of
right.
like, I don't know, crude or uncreative, and they're like, hey, I'll just get them something what I think they like a place that they do go to. Like, if you do know, like if someone like, I don't know, goes to like Home Depot or whatever, like every weekend, like great, they're gonna use that for sure or something because they like building and renovating shit or whatever. But a lot of them are just kind of like random guesses.
Yeah, yeah, it's the random guessing thing that could really, like, maybe we could get the Gestapo thing that I created for the other shit and like apply it to, like, you can't just randomly guess. You need to actually you need to actually know what they want to spend that shit on. That's allowed, but randomly guessing, not allowed. Not cool, man.
Yeah, and I can only imagine like billions of those dollars, like it's from corporate stuff. Like, like I'm sure
Yeah.
a lot of people, like, consumers are buying gift cards, but like probably more than half of that is just like companies buying gift cards to give to employees that don't want them, as like
Yeah.
instead of giving them a fucking raise or a staff party.
Right, right. Well, and you have to wonder too, because I would guess, right? Because big data generally comes from big companies, right? Like, who's tracking this much unused gift cards? I would guess that the vast majority of this is from really big businesses, and most of the small
Probably, yeah.
businesses didn't even give data to them about this, most likely.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, it's good to double check. But yeah, it's probably like the Walmarts, the
Yeah.
Trader Joe's that you guys have, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the soulless massive corporations.
I have a question. So I just
Yeah.
mentioned Trader Joe. Somebody at work was like half inviting us, a few of us, to because they live near the border. So they're like, "Hey, let's go to Trader Joe's sometime." Have you been to Trader Joe's?
Yeah, I go actually somewhat regularly. I like Trader Joe's.
Okay,
Uh,
what's the big deal?
it's just like a good shopping environment. I don't like Walmart and places like that. They have the shitty fucking warehouse lighting, and it makes me feel anxious and like claustrophobic to walk through those places.
Oh,
And there are
interesting.
also
Okay.
just so many people there. Trader Joe's and like other local places are a bit like that's not a local place, but like local markets also are kind of smaller, and they
Hmm.
also have like windows instead of just being a fucking warehouse with horrible lighting.
Oh,
Um,
okay. For you, it's just it feels nice to be in there.
at Trader Joe's in particular, like the cashiers are like extra friendly and nice and stuff. And like maybe they're paid a bit better, I don't know. But they're like a lot nicer than, like some of the other places you go and they're like, you know, just kind of depressed and down. But when you go to Trader Joe's, people are friendly.
Right. Okay. So I don't know. They do a good job making people want to come back, I guess. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so I found out apparently too 12 states were sick of the like unspent gift card balance thing. And so
oh, really?
they'll actually give you cash back if you have a small leftover balance.
What
Isn't
do you
that
mean?
pretty
Like
interesting?
a few states just said like, hey, if you have a leftover balance, you just need to bring it, and the store will give you that money.
I'm not sure what the article's implying here, if it's saying that the state gives you the money or if the store has to give you the money,
It's
but
probably the store. That makes sense. Like, hey, like they
yeah.
paid you this money, you owe it to them. Like the state wouldn't just
Yeah.
pay out money.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool though. I think that is a necessary step with the
Okay,
remaining
that's
gift
good. That's a good
cards.
step to less wastefulness.
Yeah, after the gift card prohibition, that's going to be an important transitional, you know, step.
Gift card prohibition.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. The Gestapo and the whole thing. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, Norman, what would you do if you were king?
Well, Paul, so this week I have a listener-inspired idea.
Oh, cool.
This one's from our somebody on Instagram DM'd us, which you can do at If I Were King Pod, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you find us. So this one's from Unidentified Flying Object, and he said, "Make Value Village great again." Are you familiar with Value Village?
No, not really, no.
Okay, well I wikied it, and apparently in the states they go by savers. Do you under?
Oh, Savers. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So I think it's the same thing, just different names, different places. So, anyways, back in the day, all the cool kids, we and even now call it a VV boutique, because it is like the OG secondhand store before secondhand stores turned into overpriced vintage clothing storage. So that's what Valley Village is. And for me, Valley Village was where I got all my clothing when I was growing up. So I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it actually. I hate it because when I was little, my mom would drag me when I was like, just a child. She'd drag me there, and it's a big warehouse kind of thing with a bunch of used clothing, and it's filled with like, I don't know, it must be dangerous levels of dust because I was always basically choking on dust when I was there. So I hated being there as a child. Love it because I was clothed at an affordable rate for my single mom. But now as an adult, Paul, I appreciate it because you can find some real gems there, especially when it comes to kitchen supplies. You can find things like a cast iron pan, which like an old one that's seasoned, but it might be maybe a little bit rusty that you can fix up really quickly. And then once you start using it, it'll get seasoned again. Or occasionally, even rare, you can find a really good quality chef knife for way cheaper if you know what you're looking for. But anyways, Paul, so if I were king of the world, what I would do is that everyone would have to donate their unused clothing to charities, which would then be in turn sold to VV Boutique or VV Value Village like kind of stores. This is like one of the ways the charity I work for does. Like we collect clothing and we sell it directly to them, and that's how like we get a lot of our funding. So I feel like I would just implement this into a mass kind of wide, obligatory kind of social thing that people would have to do if I were calling the shots, Paul. One, this would cut down on wastefulness because it's obligatory to donate, usable clothing instead of just throwing it at. Two, it helps support local nonprofits, Paul, and those are always good. People prefer nonprofits doing good things than the government doing good things, or at least trying to do good things. And three, Paul, it keeps a good supply of usable clothing for those who need them, like me growing up, families like that. So I think it does a lot of good things, and we really need to chill with the consumption of things, especially especially nowadays. So I think this would be a great first direction. What do you think of this, Paul?
I think it's really good. I didn't even know about the nonprofit. So Big Brother Big Sister kind of serves as like an intermediary for collecting that clothing and then selling it.
So I mean, yeah. Well, I does so in Vancouver, not every Big Brothers Big Sisters. So that's obviously between the United States and Canada, and I think a little bit internationally. But not every agency meaning like a city wherever they're based. It's not all just one giant conglomerate. It's kind of like franchises. That'd be the easiest way to say it. All same thing, all but semi-independent kind of thing. Somebody's setting the standards and then we do our thing locally. But anyways, not every community BBBS does the same. Some find other ways that are better for funding, where here in Greater Vancouver, that's what we do. And we've been doing it for a very, very, very long time. Yes, so a lot of Big Brothers Big Sisters use Value Village and I guess Savers in the States to do that.
So does VVB, do they buy stuff in general, or is it like more like from the public? Do they buy stuff, or is it donation?
No, the public. So the public can donate just their old stuff to Value Village if they want to.
Yeah.
But it's better just to give it to the charity because they'll buy it from the charity because we collect a lot. And therefore it's a win-win because it's hard to collect that much, which we can do, and they buy it and then they sell it obviously for more as a profit. But we're that obviously it's good for us because it funds up to 50% give or take per year of the whole agency, which serves youth. So it's a great little partnership.
Yeah, that's amazing, actually.
And I think just expanding that everywhere is a big deal. Would do a lot of social good.
Yeah. I'm interested in looking if that's something that happens here locally, because I usually just give shit to Savers directly, but I'd rather.
No, it's that's what a lot of people do. And some people, when I'm out and about at events, working, some people are like, "Oh, I didn't know you guys. You collected and sold it to them. Like I used to just give it to them directly, so I'm gonna, do it to you guys now." So yeah, it's good to check. But a lot of charities kind of do that thing.
Yeah. I mean, also it's good because then they aren't just giving it to, because Savers and stuff they're a nonprofit, but
Savers is a private company for profit.
That's what 100%. I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying is even if they're called a nonprofit, they're still for profit. You know what I mean?
No. They're not the nonprofit. They just work with nonprofits. Because it benefits them. That's why. So it's kind of it's a win-win because they're getting shit that they need. They're paying for it, and so but then they're also making money off it. It's like buying from a supplier, and a supplier sells it and then the retailer sells it for more. That's how that works.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. Is I would feel better if it's an actual company, if they're actually buying the stock that they were selling, not just being donated to them.
Yeah. So always look if your local charity does that.
Yeah. I've still felt that. Savers is still doing a good thing in the sense that it's reuse. It's reusing stuff instead of just throwing, because otherwise almost all of that would just be thrown away. And then also
perfectly good stuff too. Yeah,
they're creating jobs for people. So there's
some some.
Yeah, better than nothing. You know what I mean? So
it's true. It's true.
So I've justified it, even if it's donating basically just to a company, but I would rather donate it to somebody who sells it to them.
Yeah. So
and actually uses those funds for funding a nonprofit.
I think it's also a good combination of government kind of stuff, but also it's like a hands-on, hands-off approach. Like it's more of an incentive, you know. It's like this is what you have to do, but the private sector deals with the actual like process.
I'm for it, Norman. I think it's a good idea. I think we should get on that right away. Get dictatorial and make it happen.
We'll be back right after this. And we're back.
Hello.
Paul, Cultural Corner, go.
Cultural corner. I'm gonna do something a little bit different today, Norman.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over some unnecessary acronyms again, and then another curious word. We could make
my favorite.
A curious etymology. I don't know. Anyway, so I thought up some more kind of like quasi medical, fun acronyms.
All right, tell me.
If you're hungry, right? You could be hungry,
Mm-hmm.
or you could have abundant gustatory satisfaction, Norman. AGS.
You could be hungry or what?
Have abundant gustatory satisfaction.
It sounds like you're full with the satisfaction, but it doesn't mean that you're...
Gustatory means like you like the taste. Yeah.
Oh, gustatory.
Gustatory.
Okay, all right. I like it. Okay, you have abundant gustatory satisfaction. All right.
It's kind of like in Spanish you say me gusta. It's like, yeah, I like it. But actually, I thought it was more fun if you used it in the reverse, which is abundant gustatory dissatisfaction. And like, it's just a more...
When you're hungry?
No,
when
it's
you're not hungry.
You dislike the taste of something, right? Like you...
Oh, you have abundant
yeah, exactly.
dissatisfaction, just absolutely destroying someone's meal.
It sounds very like euphemistic of like a medical term, but there would be no reason for that in medicine. It just fucking sounds exactly like something they'd say. Yeah, this person has AGD. Like the patient experienced AGD before onset of like a heart attack. You know what I mean? Like,
I like this one, man. It's really it's really slap in the face.
Yeah.
To say.
Poor cook.
You go to a restaurant, you're like, I have abundant gustatory dissatisfaction.
Oh yeah. People wouldn't even know what the fuck you're talking about. But yeah, it sounds like very medical, very clinical. You know, it sounds like something you could read in a medical history. Like, patient had AGD shortly before MI, and patient has history of chronic heart disease, blah, 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 blah. You know, it sounds exactly, it fits right in there. Or maybe with somebody who has heartburn or something.
I think it's like something like a food critic could say to a restaurant and then absolutely destroy them or something.
Right. That Yelp review, it's the Yelp review that ended that company. Like, they mentioned AGD and shit went south. Yeah, Norman, that's my some unnecessary acronyms that I created. And next I wanted to go over some curious etymology, Norman.
All right, curious etymology, let's go.
The word is arenaceous.
Arenaceous. That's a good sounding
What's
word.
your first impression? Oh yeah, let me spell it out for you. So it's ERINACEOUS.
Arenaceous. Ooh, like a tenacious heron. This is tough.
You want some example sentences?
No, not yet. What the first thing that came to my mind was but arenaceous. It starts with an E too.
I'll give you a hint. It is actually similar to something in Spanish.
Give me a hint.
It's the ERI that's similar to something in Spanish. The rest isn't.
That's not helping me at all, dude. Arenaceous. Okay, well, does it have to do with a feeling? Is this a feeling? This is a noun.
It's an adjective.
Is an adjective. It's hard as hell, dude. Is it a positive, or is it a negative, or is this it's just a neutral adjective? Like the first thing what also came to mind was like something arid, but it's not spelt like that. Aaron. It's just a name, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'll give you some example sentences. I made these ones. I didn't choose these off the internet. So just so because they're strange, okay? But first one, the Erinaceous hound dog hunted for insects in the brush while showing off its spiky hair in front of a potential mate.
Like what?
Listen to it. Here, I'm gonna read it again. Listen to like the whole sentence. There's clues. I dropped clues in there. The Erinaceous hound dog hunted for insects in the brush while showing off its spiky hair in front of a potential mate.
Like something to do with smell, something to do with tracking and hunting, something to do about showing off. Is it something to do with youth?
No.
Age? No. Is this something to do with looks? I guess it's an adjective, but is it a temperament?
Well, it's got spiky hair.
Spiky hair. Well, I mean, so he's like it's a hairy dog.
All right, here I'm gonna give you. Here's another sentence. Maybe it'll.
I'm really failing really hard at this.
This one may help. So, my cute Erinaceous friend reminded me of a pet I once had. She was nice until she stabbed me with her spines.
Erinaceous. Erinaceous, like I guess it has something to do with spikiness, or like.
Yeah, there you go.
Like a hedgehog would be Erinaceous because it's got a lot of points. Is it only to do with spiky stuff?
It's to do with hedgehogs specifically.
Okay, tell me. So, but how was, I guess, the Erinaceous dog would be a spiky-haired dog? So someone who had like if they wanted to do like a spiky mohawk, like it would be an Erinaceous mohawk.
If it made them look like a hedgehog, it would be.
Okay, all right. So it's hedgehog-like.
It literally means hedgehog-like.
Oh.
And
okay. Oh, that's what the is means. It's something. Okay, like the ending is this. Okay, that's.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Like Erinaceous, and then Aaron is like the.
It's like the Latin, because so the hint with Spanish was that erizo is the word for hedgehog in Spanish.
Yeah, man. Like, I didn't see any hedgehogs when I lived in Spain, so that
really?
did not ever come up once.
I've learned it in a few places for some reason. I don't know why, but probably Inma's probably like, dang, Norman, didn't remember hedgehog in Spanish. She's tisking. Anyway, yeah. So
it's okay. She was very happy to see me this summer. So don't worry about it. All right.
Dang it! Yeah, I need to.
All the cool profs were very happy to see me visiting.
Yeah.
They're like, we all remember.
Man, you should have waited one more year, Norman. I want to go this summer.
Well, we can still make it happen somehow.
Anyway, Norman, for Cultural Corner, what you got?
What do you think I got? I think you should know what I got.
Nope. Drawing a blank.
It's a place I was at for Christmas.
Yeah, is it what's the one with the M? Montreal, right?
Yes. So for today, for Cultural Corner, I'm going to speak a little bit to Montreal. As you know, as I just said, I spent Christmas and New Year's there visiting some of my best buds, and it was pretty awesome. I already know that you have a love for Quebecois music, which is, check out episode 1
Throwback.
For a little bit about that. And obviously, Quebec, it's a francophone province, but the city of Montreal itself, super diverse. I'd call it a legitimate bilingual city. It's the second largest francophone city in the world, after Paris. And I would also call it a very allophone city too, where most people speak almost more than 2 languages. A very interesting place to be, Paul. It was surprisingly, actually, not as, it was surprisingly colder in Vancouver than it was in Montreal. We had a big snowstorm just before I left, which actually I left a few hours before it hit, and the entire country went to a standstill. I'm pretty sure you know what happened in the States, where it was absolute chaos. So anyways, I beat that by a few hours, and it was not my problem. But yeah, as you know, Quebec, home to everything that people call Canadian: poutine, bagels, roast beef sandwiches, maple syrup, and all its delicious variants. And hockey, of course, all Quebec. And then Canada just calls that Canadian.
So bagels are a big thing in Canada?
Yeah, it's like an East Coast thing, like New York loves their bagels, and then ours is Montreal. It's a big rivalry between the bagels of New York and Montreal. Montreal has a really big like Orthodox Jewish community. You can see them like walking around with the hats and like the little sideburny things that you know what I'm saying. So that's always they have a big community for some reason. I don't know why, they just do. So it's a great place to visit, Paul. Especially when I was there. Like it was really snowy for the first half I was there, and the second half it just like warmed up and everything melted. But no, it's just it's a city that's usually buried in ice cold snow. But underneath it hides a lot of people with big, warm hearts. Unlike Vancouver, where it is mild and everyone is cold and unwelcoming.
Are people cold and unwelcoming in bed? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that's what Vancouver is. Has
Wow.
That's the rep between the Canadian cities. We are known for being not great social people, not great people to be around, extreme flakes, very flaky kind of culture, and and there's a lot of truth to that. Like, but in Montreal I really like it. Like it's really everyone's really warm. You can just start talking to anybody anywhere, and you'll have a good time. I really liked it. It was really great spending time with the boys. Anything you want to know about Montreal that I can expand on? What would you be interested? I really recommend going to it. It's my third time going.
Yeah,
there,
what do you recommend seeing there?
What do I recommend seeing? Well, you should definitely go to a Habs game. So the Montreal Canadiens, the hockey team. They have like probably the best fans of the whole NHL, like hardcore dedicated fans. I bought tickets to go, and it was in Colorado by accident, so I had to return them.
Oh shit! In Colorado.
Yeah, against the Avalanche. So that's actually what I was really looking forward to. And I was like, hey man, I got you a Christmas present, tickets. And then I realized it was...
How easy is it for you to go into the U.S.?
You just drive up to the border, bring your passport, cross. Maybe they usually ask you, like, what are you doing? How long are you going for? That kind of thing. Like your reasoning. And if you're like, yep, going here for a show, here's my ticket if you want to see it, usually just have things ready so they're like, sounds legit, looks legit. It's pretty straightforward. Back in the day, you didn't even need to bring your passport. Have you never crossed the border?
No.
Well, I guess Mexico isn't exactly next door.
Oh, Mexico's, closer. But I still haven't crossed into Mexico either.
Really? Well, next time we'll have to make it happen. But you gotta eat bagels. You gotta eat the smoked meat sandwiches there. Like a Reuben is also a name for it. Big deal there. And if you go there, you want to go to a Sugar Shack. There's the OG Sugar Shack, which is just like kind of like out in the street, and they have a bunch of like snow/ice, and they give you a stick and they pour maple syrup over it, and then it cools down and like you kind of roll it up, like they'll make a line on the snow and then you put a stick on it and you roll it up kind of like a lollipop kind of thing. I forgot what it's called, but that's a thing. And then like the more sit downy ones are very like kind of Quebecois cuisine kind of stuff like that. So it's a great food city. It's actually interesting because Vancouver is also a really great food city, but it's like really different demographics. They have kind of a larger like Middle Eastern population there. And like you can get some great Lebanese food there and stuff. Vancouver has some, but it's just like two different demographics. They got excellent restaurants. Really great city to go out for bars and stuff. Like it's like every day of the week, it's always a good time. Like you'll find people enjoying themselves, and it's great. I love going out there. It's like you don't need to go clubbing to have a good time. You can just go to a bar and just fucking enjoy, dude. And they just got a lot more going on. It's much more open, yeah, and like very walkable city. It's a huge city, you know. It's like Canada's second biggest. It's got like more than 3 million people like in the metro area. It has awesome transit, by the way. The train there is fucking fantastic, and yeah, it's got everything, man. It's got fucking like it's like Canada's cultural hub, music, dance, everything.
Yeah,
you know, like art, fucking food.
Yeah, sounds so nice, man.
And it's got so many neighborhoods too. It's also like for Canadian standards, very old city. It's more than 200 years old. You know, yeah, similar to like East Side or East Coast U.S. cities kind of thing. Yeah, no, big deal. Would recommend. Go in the summer instead of the winter. The winter's fine, but if you go like in February or something, it might be -20.
-20, got it.
But yeah, you know, it's an awesome city. I like it. Like, and also the diversity of like the neighborhoods. Like they're all different. They're all like pretty dense too, and yeah, just really, it's a great city. Just like if you like cities because of like the city life and the culture and like food and just social stuff. It's great. I don't know. Big ups from me from Montreal.
Yeah, man. Are you gonna go out there or no? Eventually, do you think?
We'll see. It's hard. My French is not good at all. So that's the first language there, and then English is second. And so like getting a proper job, you need to have a pretty good level of French, and mine's not there. And so I did originally before the pandemic was planning to go there. Like I was looking into moving there and stuff like that, but then when the pandemic hit, that was like it was the amount of uncertainty, as you remember, caused me to change course a little bit. So I'm just doing my thing now, and then who knows if something good comes up in the future, I'd love to. But yeah. Also, a really fun thing I did there is, like I mentioned, I spent Christmas there, which was fun because we did an orphan Christmas, where we just like a bunch of restaurant people, which are they're my people, man. They're my people. As you know, I've been in restaurants for so long, and then we all met up. We did like a hot pot kind of thing. I also made like pierogies, because Christmas is not Christmas without pierogies for me. So we all kind of did hot pot, brought food and stuff, and then. And then we played, and then we smoked, drank, and gambled for the rest of the night.
Nice, man.
Yeah, so it was fun.
Yeah. Did you smoke marijuana? The devil's lettuce?
Oh, devil's lettuce. Devil's lettuce. Well, you know, all the smoking things, all, you know, cigarettes and whatnot. It's all legal in Canada.
Yeah. No, I didn't know if you'd smoked marijuana or not.
It's funny that you call it marijuana.
It's dope.
That's
pot.
You know, weed is a normal
weed.
One.
Yeah.
Cannabis.
I don't know. They refer to it so much as marijuana lately. Cannabis.
Well, here in the States, you know, actually the etymology a little bit. Like obviously it comes from Spanish, but they started using it like in the early 20th century, the States, because it made it sound more foreign and like scary to white people. And because like, you know, like hemp was a big thing for clothing and stuff. And they like when they imposed, you know, made it illegal and stuff, they made an intentional name change. Instead of calling it cannabis or hemp, they started just referring to it as marijuana. So it kind of has like racist roots, because they were just trying to make it sound like more foreign, more scary, more whatever. So anyways, I find like when people say marijuana, it's just that you're either old or it's a very outdated way of just referring to cannabis.
I think it's just more American from what you're saying, right?
That too, for sure. But I think times are changing.
It's like how Americans say, like he told me, insurance instead of insurance.
Dude, it's crazy. It's so weird. It's so shit. Insurance.
I say both.
Like every time I hear an American say, yeah, no, I'm sure you do. It's just like, I hear like ads like on like for insurance on like podcasts and stuff, and just like when the hosts like are reading, you know, like, oh my god, it's like, I don't know, it just stands so much out to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I also sent you a fun photo of a very Canadian thing. It was spicy ketchup chips.
Oh yeah. Spicy ketchup chips.
Which do you guys like? Growing up, ketchup chips always they're like, oh, it's a Canadian thing. Has it moved to the States ever?
Quite possibly, but I'm so far from Canada that I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Unless it totally
No,
came this far, but probably I would imagine way up north in the U.S. they probably have all sorts of stuff from Canada.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like some markets they just don't.
Yeah.
Is there? Oh, you know what I've actually heard recently? It was actually a YouTuber, Johnny Harris. I sometimes watch his stuff. I think he does a reasonably okay job at stuff. He's like a YouTuber / journalist, visual kind of stuff. I have some qualms with him, but just in general, I think he's fine. But the thing that I'm trying to mention is that he likes Canadian Doritos specifically because apparently they taste better.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And like he orders them. No, because I guess like it's just like the slight, because each market sometimes they'll make one flavor thing, but just slightly different ingredients or ratio of ingredients and stuff. So what I want to do, Paul, if we can arrange next time we meet up, if I come to you or you come to me, Albuquerque or Vancouver, we need to bring the respective Doritos across the border and make a comparison live on the pod.
Yes, live Dorito comparison. I like it. I thought you were gonna say bring the respective Dorito, and we bring
the respective Dorito.
It would be even more ridiculous if we brought like two chips.
Just like in your pocket.
Like not even fresh.
It's like, oh, this one has a little bit of lint on it.
Lint, yeah. I'm in favor though. I'm interested to try Canadian Doritos now. The thing is, a lot of things taste worse in the U.S., I think, because...
Is it worse or different? I think it just tastes different. I think
that's
like what I was saying is that it was his opinion. He's like, I think they taste better. That's what he's saying, right? So I'm just like, clearly they taste different.
A lot of things taste different. And yeah, I mean, it's going to depend on the person, but I think a lot of things taste worse in the U.S. because they're required to use so much more preservatives here and a lot of other bullcrap and like not real sugar in things that have sugar. So
what do you mean? Just
like I don't know if
high fructose corn syrup or something instead of sugar?
Like in Spain, Fanta, those sodas, tastes like
Oh, it's way better.
So much better.
That's the classic example.
So much better, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure in the States you can do this too, but in Canada, if you go to like a European deli or something, like a Polish deli or like an Italian market or something, they usually import like European Fanta, and you can like buy that and like taste and compare it, which I've done, and it definitely tastes like less super sweet, like it's too sweet, like the Canadian American version,
right?
Like it doesn't taste like what you want.
Yeah. This is like something that we could, or that I could go over like if I were king later, but like I don't like that there's so much drinking stations in the US. Like if you want to get a drink, right, like you go up to a machine that just has the syrup and water and sugar and whatever all, and it just makes your soda live at the moment.
Oh, you mean just like the fountain?
Yeah, like there's no like there's no craftsmanship to like drinks because
you mean like an old soda fountain kind of thing?
No, like the modern machines that just...
So let me tie this back to Montreal. So there's this place, famous restaurant. It's called Valensky's. Really awesome. It's the most awkward eating experience you'll ever have in your life, but super famous place. I'll tell you about this. So they have like an old school soda fountain system there. Like they put the syrup in, and then they have the soda water and they mix it up, and it's delicious. I love it. That's I go there and I get like a cola, and it's like that classic delicious flavor. But Valensky's is so weird. It's like it's just like it's a room, and then there's like it's just bar stools there. So they have I don't know, like less than 10 or something, and then they have a little line. Like a little, just a line with, they make their sandwiches and stuff there, and you buy really cheap sandwiches that are delicious. But It's so weird because they're standing there and they have nowhere else to go because it's like it's really like it's like you would have to squeeze by each other to pass it on the line there. So they just like stand in front of you and just watch you eat. It's so weird, and like usually, like you can't have like a conversation. Look at the person beside you if it's just something you want between yourselves, because they're just like sitting there and they're like, all right, are you done? Do you want another one? You want a pill? Or it's just like it's so weird. It's so weird. You know, if you go to Montreal, we'll have to go, and I'd love to hear your thoughts, because I remember I've been there before and I forgot how awkward it was, because my friend was telling me, he was like, oh, I hate going there because they just look at you and they just stare. So that Paul, that's a great Montreal experience that you have to find out, because they have these great sandwiches. They're like really small and you just like pound them back and then you get out. And that's their business model. And they have cool soda.
I'm for it, man. Sounds like a good time. I like social awkwardness. Being stared at.
Very familiar.
Yeah, very familiar to me. Exactly. They'll stare at me and I will stare back.
The abyss will stare at me and I'll stare right back into the abyss.
Exactly. The abyss that is their soul and my soul staring at each other. Yeah, so
Paul, you know what I did today? Unwillingly. Well, willingly, but unwillingly. I want you to guess. I did something with my, media related today.
Media related?
Media related today.
Work?
Yeah, it was work. Yes, it was for work. Yeah. Well, so before this, I had to go downtown because I had to do an on-camera interview, which I didn't want to do, Paul. But anything for the charity. Because ironically, like, I was just being a media Mongol this week. I was being really good at my job, and I managed to get us in the news like everywhere, for a good reason. Obviously, we're a charity. There's nothing. You know,
No scandals?
Weird going on behind the scenes. But anyways, no scandals. Anyway, so I set up a lot of interviews this week. I got some Littles and Big Brothers to get on TV. They had some live interview on TV, which was great. We got them on the radio. We got them some newspapers and some news stations and stuff. But today we had another interview, and they called us pretty last minute on a Friday, and I was like, no problem, I'll do my job. I'll find you an interviewee. What I was doing, all the interviews that I set up were all like women who work at the workplace, and it's just kind of funny that like it's Big Brothers and there's no like male identifying face and voice speaking to it. So she was like, I think you should do it because we need to mix it up, kind of thing. So that's what happened, Paul. I had to do a camera interview, and that was doing media Mongol shit, dude.
Media Mongol or media mogul?
Media, you know what? I'm gonna go with media Mongol. I kind of like that.
It sounds.
But yeah, media mogul. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But so you know what? I'll throw. If I do end up, I'll throw that clip onto the video version of the podcast for funsies. For those who like to watch.
Sounds.
I'll throw the clip in there. I'll throw the clip in here right now if I made it.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see what a Norman interview looks like.
Oh yeah, kind of like kind of awkward probably.
Did you feel awkward?
You know, as soon as I started walking away, and I was like, I feel like I should have said this, and I didn't. But anyways, whatever. Really, the point is that we're getting in front of more people because we have a volunteer shortage. Like a pretty extreme one, so it's good. Like it's been getting having that media, share our story was a big deal, and we've had a lot of applications and inquiries, so it's good. So I'm very happy with the result of my work.
Awesome, man. Is that like
available for hire? Norman Galinsky, everybody, available for hire. Media Mongol and Mogul.
Yeah, the media Mongol. Quickly canceled.
Cultural appropriation. Can't pronounce word. Done. You're over. It's over.
Can't pronounce word. Oh shit, it was. Yeah, we did start an hour early, huh? That's cool though.